We're trying to triangulate your position via satellite signal. Take a picture. Take a picture. Take a picture. My face is bleeding. Don't you know that I'm an officer? Yeah, officer. Yeah. Yeah, you get them. Yeah. Officer. Officer Kitty. It's Officer Kitty. Officer Kitty. Now you're gonna tell me where you hid the money. Where'd you bury it? Better tell us. See that hole over there? Money. Alright, I'll tell you what. $20. Put that right there for you. We got a present for you. It's $20. Take it. You got more where that came from. Put it on some money. flames. That's called cigarette beverage. Friend of friend. You now. This is not a spatula. It's a knife on two sides. It's like razor sharp. It's this side. that's razor sharp, and then that's razor sharp. So you'd be like, flip some burgers. Oh shit, there's a zombie apocalypse. And I'm flipping burgers. This is the burger flipper zombie apocalypse. It's like the ultimate in survival. When you're grilling out, you never know what's gonna happen. You'll be like grilling out like, these burgers smell good, and then the zombies just smell that shit and they start coming and you're like, I'm ready, motherfucker. I'm ready with my spatula. Hold on, let me get my beer. Yeah, now I'm fucking ready. Blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, pink, pink, pink. They'll be like, And then with that side, it's like a meat cleaver, just chop them up for dinner. Like, we're having dinner tonight, hamburger, zombie stew, motherfucker. That's why you need this, because it's razor sharp. You need that. That way the little kitties don't cut themselves. Keep safe. Drink it fancily. More of it got on me than inside me. I feel like I'm drinking grapefruit juice. Like just straight up grapefruit juice. Like, I went to the store and I said, give me some grapefruit juice. And they said, here you go, here's Florida fresh squeezed, Florida Zone fresh squeezed grapefruit. And I'm like, okay, and I brought it home. And I sat down, poured it in this cup, and I'm like, what the hell am I drinking? This ain't grapefruit juice, this is Hell Show hops. So I really like grapefruit juice, so that tastes good. It has a very caramely, I'm used to that flavor. That's a IPA. I used to really like IPAs. But I'm not so much into them. I like them, but you get sick on those a few times, and which luckily like hardly ever happens. But I think it's the dry hopping. And I think it makes sense because you boil the beer and then you dry hop it with dirt. You know, there's gonna be dirt in your hops. Like, they don't really clean them. Just chew on them. There's sand in it. And you're putting, like, dirt, sand in your beer. Like, talk about contamination. Luckily, the only thing I can think of is by the time they do that, there's an alcohol percentage so high that bacteria couldn't really survive. But, you know, you're putting dirt in there, and some of that dirt has bacteria that survives no matter what. Dirt with bacteria that survives no matter what. Like, shit's gonna live in there. But really, I don't think it's all that bad. It's like natural, so that's okay. I don't think beer is good to begin with. It's the shit from a organism. I think Alex Jones knows that, but he drinks anyways. It's just because beer is just, it's like old. That's why I like cups like this, just out of the oldness of it. I brew my own beer, and I remember my rich buddy, he was like, I brew beer, and I was like, it fucking pisses me off, because you're rich, you can get all that shit. And so I didn't even brew beer then. It wasn't until they ran out of oatmeal stout. I really like oatmeal stout. And it's like one of those things, when you can't have it, that's when you want it the most. So I decided I would brew my own. Now, there was one local brewery. There was a local brewery that made oatmeal stout. And it tasted like piss water. And I said, if I can make a beer that tastes better than piss water, boom, clear sailing. I don't have to worry about any fancy if I can brew a beer that I think is fancy dancy. So now, like, I taste everything that I can. I actually save a bottle. Check that out. I like that burp. That was a cool burp. It was like a burp, but like beer with the hops. It was crazy. It was like that. It was awesome. If I had to rate this beer on its burp, I would rate it trendy as fuck. Like, I have beers that are like, I don't even know. I'm increasing my palate, and Avery beer like blew my mind. Like, they made a beer. It was $12, and this dude was like freaking out about it. He's like, it's $12. Don't steal it. I'm like, he said don't steal it. Maybe that means I should steal it, but I bought it. And he told me it was like $12, and then when I went to buy it, it was $8, so I didn't feel as bad. But it's still like an $8 beer, and I only did it because he was like geeking out. He's like, you gotta try this. And so I tried it, and it was actually like, it tasted like a kombucha that they like, like a 10% kombucha. So it was like really good.
Yeah. Very good. Oh.
My cat came over to see me. This makes me think about the alpha brainwashing. The high amygdala thing. Trick your amygdala. I noticed, I was watching this video, and it was supposed to be like some popular, like, lemming video, and so I was watching it. It was kind of entertaining. And it was about an hour long, and it was like halfway through it, a black woman was like, "White people have no upper lip, and they're like this," and I was like, wait, that black lady feels me? That's pretty cool. But it was like a minute clip. It was like a video of clips. You've probably seen it. She's like, black people, white people have no upper lip. It's like they don't. Even this one guy kept saying, like, every day he would talk about how he doesn't have an upper lip and how that makes him like a genius. And I thought we called those people mouth breathers. They're like, I know, like, I might do that too, but like, they have no upper lip, so they're like, for me there's a difference. Like, if you're smiling, you're like, I'm smiling, I'm happy. So if they're tricking their amygdala, like, there's so many different ways. They're either born like cleft palate, no upper lip. Somebody told me that Keanu Reeves was cleft palate, no upper lip. So a process of dish eugenics, if I'm a psychoanalyst in a process of dish eugenics, practicing poison immunity, I have Asperger's. Because it's like, I think, therefore I am. I have Asperger's. There's another guy. He reminds me of me, but he's actually dumber than me, and I feel bad because he's smart. But he's not as a poison immunity, so I think he's suffering from the poison in a way. Like, I think the poison has me. It's like, I get like, I do like this, and it's like, what is that? But I'm like my nerves are bad. I'm like, I'll be like that. And I'll be like, dude, that's the fucking poison, man. I even say, like, cigarettes, it's the cigarettes. It's a neurotoxin. It's like, I just keep smoking them. What will happen? No one will know. I don't know why I smoke. I really don't. It's like tripping me out. Like, I'm not a smoker. I'm a non-smoker that smokes. No one gets that. That's really weird. And it's weird for me. They don't get it. They just like, they're like afraid to get it. This beer is awesome. I like beer. If I like this beer, I could totally brew it. And I got the flavors down pat. I'm like, and so for me, this one's rich and I don't like these people. They just, they never do it right. And another thing is, it's always on the shelf so long it goes bad. So when I drink their beer, I accept that it's going to be bad when I drink it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy this beer, it's going to be bad. But this is like, this is called double IPA. IPA was made to last forever. They sailed it around the world, and when it came back on a sailboat, it was still good. And the troops drank. It's called IPA. You could look it up. Fuck those question cards I threw. Probably say shit like that on it. I haven't even read those. I just bought those today. I bought 18 history books from 1970. They're full color picture, some black and white, you know, because it's history written in the 1970s. And I bought it for $2. And in one book of India, but it's like a super crazy badass book, like this big of India with perfect pictures. And I'm like, man, like, if you just frame some of these, like, that would be badass. And it's all in a book, and it's like the book keeps folding out, and it's like, psh, and you're like, damn. Like, I don't even like India, but pictures like that, like in a book, worth some money. A book like that's like $30, $40, $50 new. $1. It's like 19 for $1. I found a lot of books in the trash, and I wanted them, but they're actually pretty heavy, so I didn't take them. And I think books do have a value, like, not an electronic one, but an old school one, which is very good, very sound. But books have their own brainwashing, so you get, like, I'm really weary of books because they're like big time brainwashing. A lot of them. A lot of books I read, I'm like, this is like a brainwashed retard interpretation of a brainwashed retard, and I'm like, this is really bad. And it was making me think of the difference between Mozart and a Maserati in terms of music. Like, a Maserati might sound good to the ear, but it's not like music. Some might consider it a heavy metal symphony, but It's like cars are kind of cool. Like, people like cars. And I want to like make a car developer cry at how shitty he is. But really, like, knowing posi rear end traction, like, you know, you'll hear somebody say that, and it's like, if you're going in a straight line, posi is good. If you're going around a corner, expect to, like, drift or really suck balls. Because if you understand physics, it's like the inside tire is traveling slower than the outside tire, and if you're going in a tight turn, you don't want posi at all. And, you know, if you don't really know that, you're going to lose in a race like that. But a really good driver would drift it, and you might actually do pretty good. But the amount of skill involved would be not as easy to come by. Like, you would have had to have had experience, which is why when you look for a job, they say you need experience. Because if you go to drive a car like that and you don't have experience, you're gonna crash big time. And it ain't gonna be fun. And they're gonna be like, you can't drive, you suck. And it's gonna be really quick. And so that's why, like, you either know things or you don't. That's why I like at least to try to know things. And the funny thing is people put things online because they can. And I'm trying to find that. And that's like the secret key to enlightenment. If you, like, could believe, the dumbest thing ever would be that if you could find intelligence and then listen, like, you would really, like, fucking seriously change your fucking life, like, big time. Every inventor has died poor. Nikola Tesla died poor. Thomas Edison, no, he was rich, but he was a thief. He didn't really invent things. He stole the inventions from other people. He wasn't a genius. He was very corrupt. And sometimes money has its own mind, and that mind finds its way into people, and people just become a puppet to money, which is what true psycho analogy is really all about. And I don't think they're going to teach you that unless you have more than $100,000 invested in your college tuition. And I didn't go to Harvard, so that should tell you something. And thoughtless lemmings want to say that I don't know anything because they're afraid of intelligence. Like, old people know things, and I listen, and so I know things. So they're afraid of old people, like, because they know things. They like young people because they're ignorant and dumb, and it's like, that's fine, I guess, but you're not going to get anywhere except, well, I mean, you might with a friendship. I'm sure that has its own reward. But if you want to talk about reward, we could just really get to the point. Don't we just exist for a reward? The male and the female, they're really just illusions created by ourselves. And like, I read about this stuff, and you can read hours and hours and hours about it. And I guess it's okay to read, but if you actually physically talk or make a video or something, and it's like, books are books. Video is like video. Like, imagine if you could get a video of Edgar Allan Poe. That would be cool. And they really exist, because some things that exist on video don't exist in real life anymore. Like, you could see a video of a river, and that river now is like totally different. And so I was sitting there watching this video, and it's like before and after, and it's like before 1900, after 2012, and then the different times and different things, and I'm like, man, like, these pictures, this video, it's so much more real than words in a book. And then if it has a description underneath of it, then the words add to the picture, add to the meaning, and it's like, it makes everything come more alive, like HD video. I bought a nice camera, so you can see me in HD. The government upgraded my internet to 5 megabits, which is actually like 5 times faster than I had before, which was like 1 megabit. And now they're trying to introduce Google, which has 1,000 megabits, which would be 1,000 times. That would be 1 gigabit. And they won't do it in the city, but they offered the 5. So they're like, we won't give you 1,000, but we'll give you 5. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah, 5? That's 5 times. And they're like, but we're sitting on 1,000. And I'm like, you bitches. And I'm like, if you're sitting on 1,000 and you're reluctantly admitting to that, then what are you really sitting on? And they're like, you can buy a cell phone tower, which has unlimited access. And we know people that actually have a cell phone tower in their yard that are data ripping everything that they can. And I'm like, shh, don't tell nobody. And I'm like, you think I don't already know? Like, let me hold on, my next baby will have headboarding and will turn its brain sideways so it can expand its neurological capabilities. I think that's what like the Egyptians did. They were smart. Like, our intelligence matters by how our brain can grow, and it's limited by our skull, and it's hard, and so we're normal. But when you're born, your head is like soft, so they just like flip it around and put boards on it and press it, and that makes you a cone head, and that makes your brain is like, they said the cone heads, or their brains are twice as big. Well, maybe they were trying to do that. Maybe the Egyptians were smarter because they knew to manipulate certain parts. But what does that say about circumcision? Like, that's the wrong part to manipulate, you know. It's like your sexual organ. I remember when I was I will always remember when I was a kid, I would like look, and I would say aliens abducted me and took parts of me, and it was really like circumcision. And so I don't really care. I don't know if I'm happy or not. I don't really care either way. It don't seem to. I think it affects me, but not like 50%. It's like 50-50, maybe, but not that bad. I don't know. But it's like, you know, you're born and they do that to you, and I think it really fucks with you. Like, if you look up about it, it's like causes childhood traumatic syndrome, because like you're born and the first thing you should do is be with your mom, but like if you're in the wild and you get eaten, you know, it might, there's a lot of controversy. And so, like, if you were deciding, like, what's wrong with a person, you might include, like, well, you know, were they fucked with or something, you know, and it's like, yeah, the second they were born, they were fucked with. And then the rest of their life, they knew something wasn't right, but they didn't ever know. And then they finally figure out, and they're like, oh, now I know. You cut me when I was a baby. Because you knew when I was older that I would have said no. Because it was fucked. But now that I never know, I'll never know what it's like to be normal. It's like, what if they just, your skin on your finger is not normal. Let's just take that off. Oh, no, my fingers don't work right. Oh, that's normal. It's just a side effect. Having everything cut off. Like, is circumcision for women okay? No. They don't do it for women, but yeah, it's okay for me. When I'm an infant. And then what am I gonna, I'm an adult now. Oh, well, the statutory of limits you. You can't sue them now. Oh, so now that I finally realize that, you know, they did something to me. And it's like your poor mother, she don't know. She's just like a lemming. A fucking lemming. Lemming mom. And then you learn that, and you're like, wow. You know, we live in a fucking zombie apocalypse. They fuck up my life. How do I even know this shit? I'm surprised I'm not so lobotomized. You know why? Because I think the second I was born, I caught on to all the little fucking hidden messages from the people that were secretly supposed to brainwash me were actually like waking me up secretly in private. They're like, don't be a lemming. And I'm like, okay. And then no one else knew that. We live in a prison planet. Like, you think you can drink, you can't. It's retarded too, actually. You just have to watch yourself. Like, don't leave, don't drive, don't walk, don't move, don't think, don't breathe. Just be drunk and very still. And if you feel woozy, just go to sleep. And if you feel like starting something, just know that, hey, you just drank. Don't fuck around. Which is a good thing. It's like you learn, like you get drunk and you think you're all loopy, and then you straighten out, like you get your ass kicked, and you like straighten the fuck out. I think I'm gonna go though. It just feels like a good time to go. I like that. Just like picking the right moment. Like, right now is the right moment to go. So I'll seize that opportunity. Be like, whoosh.